Hi, my name is John Sciacca with Residential Systems. I am the product reviewer for Residential Systems, and today we are going to be having a first look unboxing. When I get a new product in for review, my first impression with that product is when I take it out of the box, open it up, and look at it. So pleased to be joined with the company president, Colton Forth. We're going to be looking at their new Juke audio, house-wide audio system. So Colton, thank you for joining me today as we take a look at this brand new product.
Thank you so much for having us, John. I'm really appreciated the opportunity and really excited to get into the ins and outs of the product and discuss it with you.
So it makes perfect sense that we're having you on for this first look. The review I did about 2 years ago of the Juke audio system is one of the most successful reviews that we've ever posted. And so to take a look at that and have you on for the first look that we're doing is great. So we're going to kind of set the ground line for what these things are like, and we'll go from there. So before I open it up, tell me a little bit about Juke Audio, the company, and what are we looking for in this brand new system?
Sure. So we came to market right at the tail end of 2019. So right before COVID began, lucky us. We're headquartered in Los Angeles, California. And now fast forward 4.5 years, we are just returning to market with our first new hardware iteration since then. There's been a lot of new developments, software-wise, new app, new streaming functionality that's been applicable to our base model Juke 6 and Juke 8 amplifier. And after surveying the market over these past few years, talking with audiovisual dealers, home builders, and most importantly, customers, we wanted to synthesize a lot of the feedback that we got on the base model and bring that to market in the form of a new hardware piece that we're calling the Juke Plus. This model is geared a little bit more towards the higher end of the market, audiophile qualities to the product, as well as some other details that we can get into. But all in all, just another complementary product to our overall line for multi-room audio.
Cool. So I like the box. I mean, it's certainly got a little cut to it. And I like the logo right here, the sound made simple. I can remember from the last time I looked at it, that was really my takeaway from it, is how simple that it was to set up and to use. So here we go. Now I feel like this is more of a presentation than the last time. We've got a nice little white box on top here.
So all accessory components, cords, speaker connectors, so on, those are inside of that white box.
Got an Ethernet cable, detachable power cord, which I know that the industry likes. This is new. I don't believe we had Wi-Fi in the last product.
But it was rather marginal. So yes, we'll get into that, but this unit can be connected wireless.
Okay. A nice little welcome card. And again, I kind of remember the install guide from before was basically a couple of directions: download the app and enjoy the music. And then we've got the Phoenix connectors, and now come with the rack ears. I didn't think that was optional in the last one.
Yes, we've made that a standard on all of our models now, and yes, most certainly rack mount.
Definitely, first impression is feels more substantial than the last model. I remember the last one, it was pretty light. And this feels like there's a lot more hardware in it. On the back panel, ins and outs, is that new as well?
Yes. So the older Juke was really predominantly just streamed from your phone, tablet, computer, not real any interface for going in and out on the unit itself for physical connections. This new unit, as you see on there, there's an optical in, an optical out, an RCA in, and an RCA out. We can get into the details of the main use cases we see for those, but certainly adds a lot of versatility to what this product can do outside of just the wireless streaming aspect.
Absolutely. Now, curiously, it looks like we have the Wi-Fi antenna on the front.
That is correct. If you were to be rack mounting it, that's the side you'd see. So it's just the power switch, the logo, and the antenna. You can spin it horizontally if you choose. And also keep in mind, if you were to be hardwiring it, it's not necessarily mandatory to put on.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I guess if it wasn't a rack, that would make a lot of sense that it's not going to be covered up in a big metal enclosure. So smart on that design. And if it's in a rack, you wouldn't see the antenna. So who cares if it's in the front or the back?
Exactly.
So tell me, I mean, if I remember correctly, because it's been a couple of years, I think that the older model didn't have any inputs whatsoever, right? You had to get a USB dongle, and there was these workarounds. So
Yeah, so the older model just had 2 USB ports on it, and there was an adapter to go USB to RCA to send in local audio sources, but that was the only way to interface with the unit in that regard. So one of the key things that we wanted to add to this Plus was the versatility outside of wireless. So obviously you have your RCA in there, a local audio source, anything from a CD player to a Echo Dot, or really anything in between. Then you have your RCA out, very, very commonly asked for in the other model. And you see that pretty much getting used as a subwoofer connection, or maybe even a line out to 70 volts or another amplifier that's being used in conjunction.
So that's not just looping. That's just not an output for the input. Is that like a zone output or?
Yes. So this unit that you have there is 6 zones of stereo output plus an RCA out plus an optical out. All 8 of those zones can be displayed with inside of the Juke app. And then any of your inputs, whether that be the RCA in or a stream from your phone, can be sent out to any of those 8 outputs.
Oh, that's
Whether it be your output or the RCA out.
And I remember too that it was unique. The other one, you came out of the box, so I think it's 6 zones, but you could software update it to 8 or something.
Yeah. So in the effort of keeping our business's operations relatively easy to manage as one hardware piece while still offering the customer 2 variations, we essentially were selling the Juke 8 at a discounted price under the name the Juke 6 with the 7th and 8th zone disabled. And that the customer, if they were to purchase a Juke 6, could then upgrade to have those additional zones enabled later via software. Whereas this unit here is just purely 6 zones of stereo output. And one of the key differentiators between this model and the other one that maybe isn't clear from immediately looking at it is the power. This thing is rated at 50 watts RMS into 8 ohms, whereas the base model was 20 watts RMS into 8 ohms. Each of the models stable down at 2 ohms, but that 2.5 times additional wattage, very noticeable when looking at power, higher quality, higher efficiency.
I can feel it. I mean, because I remember that the other one felt slighter. This one has got a lot more weight behind it. So I'm definitely in the power supplies and the amplifier section.
Yes, exactly. We incorporated some brand new amplifier chips into this unit that had just been released when we were doing the R&D on this product. Very heavy duty power supply in there as well. And yeah, this one still, just like the other model, runs pretty cool in comparison to other things out on the market. But we also have added a fan to this one. You'll notice some perforation on the side of the unit. If it starts to pick up heat, the fan will trigger on and will blow out the side.
So I see on the back, there's a heart, a globe, and an R with a lightning bolt.
Yes.
What do we got with that?
So that's pretty much the indication of the unit's health. If all is well, those will really not be something you have to monitor. But if you're ever in a situation where it's not connecting to the network, or there's some other type of issue at hand, there's indications that gives off that help us streamline the support process.
So in normal operation, those guys should be off.
Well, they'll be beating when they're on, when the power switch is on. But yes, if something is to not be working properly, it can start beating in a different formation that allows us to have an indication of what might be going on.
So the optical input, that's available to any of the zones, not just the optical output. So awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So similarly to what I was describing with the RCA end, same thing with the optical end, that can be sent out to any of your audio outputs. Hopefully at a certain point in this, we can discuss the new app as well. It's applicable to both models, but really shines through in this use case here where we say you have a wired input and let's say it's an optical in from a television. You can have that preset to always trigger the, say, living room speaker zone that television lives in. So every time the TV comes on, it triggers that zone without having to go back to the Juke app to reconfigure that. That holds true for multiple different presets that you can make. Each Juke now has the ability to have 4 presets in that regard, in addition to the ability to stream to any of the zones individually.
Gotcha. That is smart. And you said that the RCA output, I guess in the app, you could configure that. Would you tie it to another zone to be a sub out? Yeah.
Yeah, so they're tied in with another zone if you want, or some people maybe don't want the sub on at all times. So it's simple as going back into the Juke app, say, okay, we want the sub on or off at this time. Yeah, the other scenario we've seen is connecting that to, say, an amp to drive landscape speakers, like with a sub or something like that. Many different use cases for that.
Well, man, I can tell there's been a lot of good changes on this guy. So tell me about the app. Is new look to the app, new design, new features?
Yes. As I said, we came to market for our very first product, Juke 6, Juke 8 in 2019. And this Juke Plus now, over 4 years later, is the first hardware revision. But in that time, we were certainly working very diligently on enhancements, all of which came in the way of software upgrades and new app. To the key differentiator now that we've moved towards just recently is that every single zone now has its own wireless source. So the thing about Juke is that we have never said we're going to embed the streaming services into our app. We're just going to let our app be a simple setup, configuration app, set it and forget it for the most part, other than a few outside use cases. But if you're streaming from a phone or a tablet or a computer to the Juke, we wanted to make it a simple process where the installer or customer sets it up, they leave the Juke app, and then they go about their business as they normally would. And the way in which that we can really make that happen has now really become evident in that every single zone is its own source. So what do I mean by that? If you go and you open your Apple Music, you open your Spotify, you open your Pandora, whatever it is, and you click on your, say, AirPlay menu, if you're an iPhone user, every single zone will now display itself. So that's one hardware piece that's smart enough to say, okay, zone 1 is living room because the customer told me that zone 1 was the living room. Zone 2 is the kitchen. And then that allows the user to pick and choose which rooms they want to play right from their own app without having to go back to the Juke app. You think that the ultimate user experience is giving them the ability to play from the apps that they already know how to use, their own accounts, their own playlists. But that's becomes not as appealing if you have to go back to the Juke app to dictate where the music's being played. At that point, it's a 2-app experience. But if it's a 1-app experience, that 1 app not even being the Juke app, the 1 app being the app that they already know how to use and want to play from, that's as simple as it gets. That's as intuitive as it gets. And we are now uniquely able to support that use case by having an individual source for every single zone. It doesn't just say Juke in your AirPlay menu, and then you have to go back and tell Juke which zones to come on. Every single zone displays there now. And since it's AirPlay 2, you can actually pick and choose your rooms right in your AirPlay menu. So you could hit kitchen, you could hit living room, you could hit master bedroom and have 3 zones playing all at once. While someone else in the household could also take their phone and stream to, say, master bedroom or backyard. So it also has the functionality of supporting multiple users at once. You could hypothetically have 6 different people listening to 6 different streams in each of the zones all at the same time. And that's a brand new software enhancement that we've made available for all units, and we premiered with the Juke Plus.
Well, I feel like every little criticism that I had of the past product, you guys like checked it off. Like, I know the inputs, the kind of the kludginess of the USB dongles, the amplifier power supply section, the wireless. It's like you took the notes and you went back and made it that much better. So I'm excited to get it in my system and take a listen.
Yeah, definitely. And just a few other things to note is this new model, it has equalizer now for every single zone inside of the app as well, which has been very well received. You want to fine tune any of the sounds, any of the rooms to your preference, that's now able to be done. And then getting back to the antenna that's made available for this unit, it serves 2 purposes. One, if you can't hardwire this Juke, you can now connect this to your network from about 75, 80 feet away. Rather unique for a product like this. And then secondly, if you want to go off network and stream via Bluetooth, this Juke Plus now supports the latest Bluetooth 5, and that antenna helps it cover a pretty significant distance. It's not the same as being able to move freely across your house with Wi-Fi coverage, but if for whatever reason you're trying to stream without reliance on the network, we now have the ability to support that via Bluetooth. And similarly, the range is upwards of about 75 feet. And another thing to note on that Bluetooth is a lot of these smart TVs now have the ability to output their signal via Bluetooth, which the Juke can now act as a receiver for. So you want to get your TV audio there without running an optical connection. That's now possible with no latency.
Wow. And the USB connectors on the back, are they still for if you wanted to add like additional analog sources, or is that where firmware updates would happen? Could you plug media into them?
Yes. So that is if you wanted to use additional audio sources outside of the RCA or optical end. So you can use those. And then, yes, we do have firmware updates on the horizon to be able to plug directly into there. So say you want to have a thumb drive with downloaded content on there. That's where we're going with that.
Nice. And man, this is, you've got written my review for me. Now I just got to listen to it and say how great it sounds.
I think you'll be quite pleased with it. It's certainly, as you said, it's kind of a lot of the feedback we received on the initial unit. We synthesized all what we thought to be the best opinions on that and put it into this new product. You know, the other model, while it doesn't have a lot of these bells and the whistles that we're talking about now, from a simplicity standpoint, if you really just want to play from your phone and you're more or less just looking for background music, the price point that we're offering that other unit at still makes it very, very appealing in the market. And we kind of see this as such a complementary piece where it's, okay, now we have a clientele who they like 90% of what the base model Juke has, but they're willing to spend a little bit extra to get that higher quality sound, to get the connection for the sub and the TV. So we think that these pieces can really be complementary to each other in the market.
And where's this guy going to be at retail?
Yeah, so that unit right there is $2,500, 6 zones stereo output. So still relatively aggressively priced. Whereas the Juke 6 and the Juke 8 is really our value product there. The Juke 6 coming in at $1,500 and the Juke 8 coming in at $1,700.
Nice. Okay. Well, thank you again, Colton, for joining me. Like I said, this is the first one. So I think we had a great kickoff on this. And I'm excited to get it installed.
I'm very excited to hear you rocking out with it. So thank you for the time, John.
Yeah, no, thank you. All right. We'll talk to you later. Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in to this first look, and stay tuned for the review in residential systems.